Hi everyone, this is Brian here, and it has been a while since I last produced any videos on projects and also on any developments that's coming up. So right now is the season where at Q4, we will see the most number of projects coming up in the market, and a lot of them are very exciting. So today, I'll be sharing with you guys on this project called Skye At Holland. It is located at Holland Drive. So this is a project where it's close to the neighborhood, which I actually spent quite a lot of time growing up in. And I think that is very exciting because if you like it or not, this will be the last plot of land in that area. It's definitely going to bring a lot of attention to the public, and it's also a CCR product, which I think that will draw a lot of attention from people from all walks of life. Okay, now, first thing, this is some of the very nice artist impressions that we have from the developer. I think one thing that people go for Skye At Holland is really the view, because this project is up to level 40, so it'll be pretty much similar to products that we have launched earlier this year, like the Ori at Toa Payoh and also Alta at Clementi. These projects are very well received by the public because of its high elevation. And when you talk about high elevation, you will get to see the $1 million view that people typically buy for, to have that kind of lifestyle and kind of views that they live in. So now this is the location map. Location map is actually something that you will see that it's actually located right in the center of Holland, but this particular part at Holland is still part of CCR, which is at District 10. So if you zoom in to take a look at the map, I think there are a lot of things that we can talk about. I think the most important thing I would like to highlight here is the fact that this particular project is very near to the MRT. These days, a lot of people buy condos, they buy new launches. One of the key factors that they look into is definitely MRT. So this particular development is really walking distance to MRT. Like it or not, just go out from the side gate, just walk. The MRT is about 3 at most 4 minutes. And besides that, over here you have your One Holland Village, which was done up nicely last year. And there's also the Holland Village Food Center. If let's say you want to really go further away, you can go to Chippy Gardens, you can go to Ghim Moh Market. It's really very convenient, and it's a short drive to a lot of other places like Jelita Mall, Empress Road Food Center, and so on. Even Star Vista is just probably a walking distance or even one MRT stop away. So Skye At Holland, if you are someone who lives in Queenstown, Red Hill, Ghim Moh, and Buona Vista, I think you'll love the place. Basically, this project has only 666 units, and it's going to be quite a popular project for this season. So now, this is the zoom in portion of the site plan. You can see that we have 2 towers. What I like about this design is that the design in a slab design, which is rectangular. So in a slab design, typically units can be drawn from the sides more, and they have really nice 4-corner tuck out units where they don't have very long foyer in the entrance point. So over here, you will see that actually block 6 will have about 8 stacks, and also block 12 will have about 10 stacks. So it's actually kind of not so congested for these 2 towers with all the stacks that's over here. And we are actually located next to the One Holland Residences, which is slightly lower in terms of the elevation, and also they have lesser units. And most of the units there, they have a wide range of 1 to 2 bathers, purely for investment value, people buying them for rental and so on. And you look at it, you are really the last plot in this whole area for condo development. So this is the project information. Who are the developers? So these developers is actually a joint venture by 4 powerhouses. So we have UOL, we have Singland, King Leong, and also CapitaLand. And the address is block 2 and block 6, and we have 666 units. Okay, the expected TOP period will be about October 2029, but right now the development, if you drive past over at the development, you will see that they are doing a lot of work already. So I think expected TOP period might be earlier. The land is not very big, but you will see that they have a very nice facility area with 2 blocks, which is really kind of amazing, where they really utilize the GFA in the development itself. One important thing to highlight is that this particular development has 666 residential parking lots, which means that it's almost 1 for 1. I don't even know or have followed me in some of the projects that I did, like certain one-off projects, they only have about 40% car park space. Recently I did Linden Woods, they also probably have 80%, and so on. So because of that, right, actually people do feel that actually if I'm going to buy this particular property, if everybody drives a car, do I really have a car park lot at the end of the day or not? So I think I leave it to you guys. What I think is that there'll be buyers going to the market for Skye At Holland for investment, for buying them to rent out. So if it's going to be tenanted out, unlikely a tenant will actually drive, because the real fact is that it's only 4 minutes walk to the MRT. So for any development that's very near MRT, usually people don't drive. But if they have to, in the development where there's 1 for 1 car park space, it's amazing. So now I will go to the site plan, unit distribution chart, as well as the unit mix, so that you guys know if you're going to visit this place, what you're going to see and so on. So the site plan, as you can look at it, just now as I mentioned, you have 2 blocks. Block 6, you only have 8 stacks, and you have actually block 2, you have 10 stacks. So the block 2 units will have a bigger units lah. So you have our 5 bedroom desk over here. So over here at stack 6, you will have your 4 bedrooms. And because the shape of the land is a little bit more like an L shape, like a boomerang, right? So the architects as well as the concept architects really have to really think very hard. How are we going to plan this particular condo, make sure that everybody has space? So UOL, don't worry, because UOL has always been doing very good landscaping planning for a lot of their projects. I helped them sell Pine Tree Hill, and a lot of buyers are very impressed with the landscaping. They are actually 80% replacement landscaping, which is almost like every part where they can use for landscape, they'll just do it. And even for Principal Garden, they did a very good job as well. When you are in a development, when the developer really make full use of the space and plan the area really well, it carries forward in the secondary market. So they did very smartly and intelligently that this particular whole segment here, where your main activities are, your function room, gym, your pets lawn area or the play area is, and you have your 50-meter slab pool and so on, and you also have your jacuzzi and the smaller pools over here. It's all done nicely. So I think this space is very comfortable for homeowners or even for tenants in days to come. Now, here's a distribution chart. You will see that over here is very simple. We have up to level 40, and each stack is a homogeneous unit. Means that you don't see there's a change in the floor plans in a certain level. So right from level 4, where we start from, the lowest level, all the way to level 40, it's the same stack, the same unit type. There's no changes lah. So what does it mean? The catch is very simple, because every time I see this, right, it reminds me of the projects where I did most of the time when I'm the project leader, is to help people identify the kind of unit that their affordability would hit. Because to be frank, most developers, right, they will have loading per floor jump because they are going to sell the property based on premium. So I mean, picture that if you are at level 40 or maybe 40 or like 30 to 40, you're at elevated ground to see the views. So definitely there's more premium. But for example, if you are on a slightly tighter budget, you might want to just probably buy the lower floors. So the kind of view that you have is limited. You probably will see some of the rooftops of the Holland Village. You might see some of the rooftops of the nearby HDBs. But sometimes people don't mind. I just want a place, I just want to buy the location. So there will be a difference, in terms of the price point. Now, sometimes in projects like this, we will see, honestly, from the lowest floor to the highest floor, the difference could be a good 450k to 500k. So this video is to really help you understand not only just about the floor plans, the livability of buying Skye At Holland, but to also prepare yourself. If today I have this budget, what can I buy? What can I do to make sure that I am still in the game, right? Now, this is a unit mix. Unit mix is important for us because sometimes when we get the brochures, when agents send you all this thing, you as a buyer, right, should really look at unit mix. Usually what I do for myself when I just get the fact sheet from the developer, I just go through everything and I will do a percentage calculation about how many percent 2 bedroom lah, how many percent 5 bedroom. So actually, if you look at the development when there is no one bedder and there is actually 50% to 55% of the small unit types and the 50% are the bigger unit types, this is actually suggesting that this development is quite well balanced. Means it caters for people who are buying for investment, like renting out, or even for small families, and also catering for growing families as well as big families. Because when you look at the 4-bedroom with private lifts, the 4-bedroom and also the premium one, as well as the 5-bedroom premium, it suggests that actually they are focusing a lot on trying to house growing families or families with up to 6 to 7 members. Also, it's actually kind of like telling you that they want to make this whole entire development a livable space area for the consumers. But one thing when I mentioned earlier on, there's no 1-bedroom. It's quite important to also share a little bit of based on what I know in the market. Not that 1-bedroom don't make money. They do actually, and some of them really can sell and they give very good rental yield at the end of the day because of the smaller entry price and quantum versus the high rental. So the thing is that for a lot of 1-bedrooms, actually a lot of people buy in central area or even core central region. They tend to hold for a long period of time and they'll rent it out. So a lot of those like Shenton, Marina, if you buy at the correct size with a good rental on a monthly basis, you get a good rental yield. But most of the time, when you want to sell them, the profit is not a lot, man. So they either like just break even or they just earn about 20-30k and so on. So sometimes when the market is really bad and the buyer has no choice but to really let go, the one bedroom units usually they will let go at a very low price one. Means that they can either release it at the price that they buy or just slightly higher, because they want to gain the capital gain, right, through the rental itself. Because over time, as they pay and redeem the loan, the value is being so locked into the house. So one bedroom units usually won't help to push up the price, whereas two bedders and the bigger unit types are the one that are the key drivers for the volume as well as for the prices. So it's just to share with you that there's a balance in terms of the unit mix. Now I'll go into layout analysis so that we'll see what kind of layouts is good for you lah. I think basically the layouts are pretty efficient as always. I mean, for UOL as well as CDL, these two developers are pretty good with their layouts and finishes. So I'll just go through one by one so that you guys have a clearer picture of everything. So now we go to the 2-bedroom layouts. So the basic 2-bedroom is 2 bed 1 bath. So the 2 bed 1 bath starts at a 581 square feet. So you look at it, we have 2 stacks of it, stack 18 and 15. They have a quite good balance. Total add together is 11%. But this particular 2 bed 1 bath layout, I think it's pretty efficient. It's your dumbbell layout. I mean, you just throw a stone. Actually, almost 90% of the market 2-bedroom is this kind of layout. So when you go in, of course, you have your kitchen tucked at one side nicely. Then of course, then your dining area. So people ask me, so which one to choose? Because they look almost the same. Well, it really depends on you. My preference will be actually stack 15, because for me, I feel that stack 15, because all the kitchen and your fridge and everything is all tucked to one side and it flushes with this line here. So if you really want to enclose your kitchen to your sliding door, you can actually do this here. Whereas I think this one, right, they have a much longer portion here and they tuck in here. So you realize that this particular space here might be shorter for you lah. But in any case, both layouts are quite similar. So I mean, if you are really looking for 2 bed 1 bath, and if this project is going to be likely subscribed, just go for any one will do, because especially for investor, 2 bed 1 bath are still quite good units in the market right now for rental. And you can just also picture that, if you have a budget of buying 1 bedder, and some 1 bedders in the olden days, right, let's say we look at those in River Valley, some of the 1 bedrooms can be quite big, like 560 square feet or even up to 600 plus square feet. Today you're getting a 2 bedder at this floor size of 581 square feet, harmonized with master bath with 2 sizable bedrooms. So I thought it's a great idea, but but it depends on your preference. This particular unit type is very efficient. I'll also draw instance from the One Holland Village residences as a comparison. So for One Holland Village residences, they have quite a skewed towards one side of the unit mix. Compared to us, right, just now you see we have 50-50, but for them, right, they have 70% of the unit types are 1 bedder and 2 bedder. So what I will say there is that if you were to buy a unit at, for example, at Skye At Holland, then you need to know who your competitors are. But you look at your competitors, right, they are 2 bedder, right, is at this size. So right now, if you were to buy a 2 bed 1 bath, your size is much smaller, so entry price might be a lot more smaller right now. So I'll do a comparison of the 2 bed 1 bath with the One Holland Village residences, then you get to see what I'm trying to say. Because you see, for us, right, we're harmonized, right, 581 square feet doesn't include the aircon ledge. Whereas for One Holland Village residences, they do count in the aircon ledge is over here, which can equal to up to 32 square feet or even 40 square feet. So only just that, I think their balcony is a lot more bigger. So because of that, right now, right, if the entry prices, the transacted prices for One Holland Village residences are trending around this price, because they just use the PSF about 2829 times the floor area, 689. Then all of them are really transacting. The cheapest is 1.6 million. The most expensive is 2.03. For us, we have a spread. So hypothetically, if let's say that Skye At Holland, they start at 2008 PSF, then the cheapest unit can go at maybe 1.62 million, which is on par with One Holland Village residences. Then let's say the PSF go really much higher because of the higher floor or loading, then you at most pay only is about 1.743 million. So to me, right now I look at this because I have done enough projects recently to see that some 2 bed 1 bath already cross 1.9 million. And right now you can get a 2 bed 1 bath at a prime area within this budget. I think is quite safe, and you don't have to worry so much also, because this area here also sort of give a very good rental yield due to the tenant pool around One North area and even Clementi. So let's do a bit of analysis on the rental yield itself. Because last time I shared with you before, rental yield is over the annual rent over your purchase price. So if your rental is high, but your purchase price is high, you will get a low rental yield. But if let's say your rental is high, your purchase price is low, you will get a higher rental yield. So now I will share a little bit on Skye At Holland's predicted or estimated rental yield. Like I shared before in my earlier video on One Marina Gardens, right? What is rental yield? Rental yield, right, is actually equals to your rent, okay, over a period of 12 months over your purchase price. So if your rent is high, your purchase price is high, you will get low rental yield because it really gets you a lower percentage. But if your rent is high, your purchase is low, you'll get a higher rental yield. So I think that's what I'm trying to share over here. So based on what has been done deal in the recent market, the price per square foot for rental in One Holland Village residences is pretty good. So we do see that, wow, we can reach $8 there. That's really like your real valley prices. But most of them is hovering around like a good $7+, so on. So I would say that the average rental is about 4,966. Pretty good for this area. But if you were to buy One Holland Village residences close to 1.9 to 2 million-ish, or even right now you go to the resale market to buy them, what will happen is that your rental yield will significantly decrease. Right now when we did a chart, right, if let's say the PSF launch is about 2,800 for Skye At Holland, and even they go up to even 3,000, your rental yield is maintained at around from 3.6 to 3.4. So actually rental yield, anything in the market right now, if you can maintain about 3 to 3.2 is actually quite healthy. So now having a rental yield of about 3.6 to 3.4, depending on the launch price, I feel that it's quite safe because you will not be running on negative. Alright, so now we go to 2-bedroom premium. So this particular bedroom type is for people who really wants to, like maybe a small growing family, or for people who really needs another bathroom because sometimes they don't want to share the master bathroom with your guests. So this could be a good alternative. So the size of this particular product is about 667 square feet, the 2-bedroom premium. So this particular layout is a dumbbell layout. We have a stack 5 and stack 2. What's the difference? The difference is that in terms of their orientation. But by and large, right, when you open from the main door, you will have a tucked to one side kitchen. This is not an enclosed kitchen, but this kitchen is tucked to one side. So at least you'll do all your chores at one go, and there's actually a bit of floor space. If you really like to have small islands, you can do a movable islands over here, do your cutting of vegetables, preparing of food. It's quite spacious. One thing is that when the layout is like that, right, when you enter the door, what you see is like very clear. It's very spacious. There's no blockage of your view. Because if you were to buy the 2-bedroom premium, some of the facings are quite good. You buy high floor, right? Once you enter the door, you see that my balcony, there's unblocked view. So this is something that we want to achieve for this particular kind of layout, that you don't need to have an enclosed kitchen, to block your view so your vision is quite good. They do come with your toilets. The toilet for the common bath is a Jack and Jill one, so you're over here, which is quite common also in these recent new launches. Then also your master bath that is exclusive for the master bedroom. But because most of the 2-bedroom premiums are located in the center of the towers, highly they will have windows at the toilets. So this is something that in the market, most of the 2-bedrooms just have to live with it. This is how it is. Okay, so there's another one. Now that this one is the 6, 7, 8 square feet one. So this one, the difference is very clear. There's a 2 stack. The other one is stack 11 and also stack 14. This one, the kitchen is actually tucked to one corner. So we call this the enclosable kitchen. Means that if you really want to enclose your kitchen, you can do a sliding door, or you can put some curtains to conceal it. This allows a real proper private kitchen area so that you don't have to you can really do your cooking and food preparation inside kitchen. But then that's it. Then here is a slightly longer floor here for you to go in. Then you will see your living room. So as such, there's some trade-off. That's not the earlier layouts we saw is slightly smaller, 667. You go in, you have a wide vision. But this one, right, once you go in, right, you have a narrow entrance point. And for this particular 6, 7, 8 square feet, the stack 14, the view is a lot more smaller because your kitchen is always tucked in one corner, right? It is into your living room area. Yeah. Whereas for here, it's absolutely tucked in onto this corner. So this is the difference. Which one would I prefer? I feel that both are quite similar, but the walkway for this one is a bit longer. And if you look at this, actually this one, although the visual is not really something, it's being blocked, because of the kitchen, it has a lot of privacy. Some people don't want to let people see what's going on inside their house, right, when they open the door. But this also allows, because of this dining area, to have a proper corner to tuck in your dining area. And then you can actually put a longer dining table or a retractable one. For here, right, the distance here is much shorter. So it is a bit of restrictive If let's say you put a long table, then when you open the door, then you will start to see the table jutting out, something like that. So as I mentioned, Skye At Holland might be quite oversubscribed. So if you can get hold of any of the units you like, these are little minor things that is not going to affect that much of the value in days to come. So we also compare this with the One Holland Village Residences, the 2-bed 2-bath one. So you see the 2-bed 2-bath, right? Wow, it's significantly big. It's like 797 square feet. Wow, 797, I think it's quite big because you can get a Springleaf 3-bedder combat, right, at 700 plus square feet, in this size. So, but of course, we are not trying to compare that they are not good. But their layout is conventional, means it's tucked to one side, very good for, if you want privacy. So they also have a kitchen, and the kitchen is really one linear one once you enter. So this particular walkway is really very long, Then you have, of course, your living area with a balcony that is also kind of like super big. So I don't know, they put a table and some chairs here like to play mahjong or something like that. So I could sense that there's a lot of wasted space from here, but it could be space that people don't mind. But if you look at it, right, I just want to highlight is that we are a harmonized project, which means that ecology is not counted inside 667 square feet of usable space. So if you do a bit of math, let's say the balcony and the aircon ledge takes away about a good 90-80 square feet, right? You're still paying quite a lot for the 2-bed 2-bath at One Holland Village Residences. And you look at the already transacted prices, it ranges from 1.85 all the way to 2.5 million. Yeah, it's relatively, the price spread is quite big. So for us, if let's say based on our estimated prices, right, we have these three prices. The spread is from about 1.867 all the way to 2 million. So 2 million for 667 square feet house, I think, is for a CCR product is actually quite reasonable. It's not too expensive. Yeah, and this is 100% livable space, right? So looking at rental yield, the slightly bigger size on a 2-bed 2-bath rental yield, right, they can fetch quite a nice rental returns now. So we saw that they did clock up to good about 6,000 plus 5,000 and also a high 5,000 plus. So because of this, the average rental for 2-bed 2-bath is about $5,500. So as such, the rental yield is also not too bad, no? If let's say the price even went up to 3,000 PSF, your rental yield is about 3.3. It's still higher than 3.2, so you are quite safe if you to buy this product for rental purposes. So I also go to the analysis for the 2-bedroom premium plus study. So who usually will buy this kind? Usually people, once a study is that they probably need a study space, ready for study and a bedrooms for rest. It could be also a growing family where the study area could, house their helper, or a study area could be additional storage space or even a play space for their pets lah. So you look at it, then we have these 3 stacks. So the first stack is, the stack 7, stack 1 and 10 are quite similar. They are the dumbbell layouts. So they do look like what you see in the 2-bedroom premium, the one that's of the bigger size one, the 6, 7, 8 square feet one. So this one, right, what's the difference? The dumbbell layout one, they have the extension of your study area in your master bedroom. So this kind of, I actually sent the layout to one of the customer. They say, yeah, this study actually not very good for me. I say, hey, why not good for you? Actually, good. You can rest here, you can do a study here. So actually, the study space is good because I can also remove the the partition and everything here. And then my bedroom become very big, right? I say, yeah, very big, so good. Then you can come in and out from balcony, and there's a door and all this. I say, yeah, but if let's say this study room, I need to house my helper. My helper is sleeping next to my master bedroom. So actually, this layout does have some more restriction. But if you are a bachelor or you are a bachelorette, right, you will say, I'm a space on my own. I finally can buy a condo at a prime area. Right, I have a budget of 2.1, 2.2 million. Hey, let's go, no problem. Because this master bedroom, if you augment it, right, it can go up to 16 to 17 square meter. I think 16 square meter is quite big, and you have the view over here. So to me, it's pretty good if you don't mind your study area to be in your master bedroom. This layout is also quite good. You're tucked onto one side kitchen. Now, so for some people that I mentioned earlier on, I do want to use the study space really for study. I don't want to be part of my bedroom, or I want to use it as a storeroom, or I want to use it to house my helper. Then you have to try the BPS3, which is the stack 6. This one, the size is bigger 742. So where the space comes from, the space will come from a bit of the foyer yeah, and also the foyer here, because this is a conventional layout. But this is good You know why? Because if let's say you go to house a helper, your helper here, right, at night she just maybe have a curtain put here, or she has some so-called the car divider, then she can sleep here. And nobody can kacau her. It's private for her, right? Because you and your family will all sleep here. So it separates them. So I think this have some element of privacy, and you can still really utilize it as a so-called super duper compact 3-bedroom lor. So you have 2 bedrooms and one really small one here lah. This is what I think that you can utilize. So for this layout, there will definitely be customers that are interested in this because they do want to have privacy. They don't want the dumbbell one. Because dumbbell layouts are good, they are efficient. It's just that when you're in the hall, whoever goes home to sleep early in the, you definitely hear some noise in the living room. So to me, it's efficient. It's usually lower in quantum, but there's no privacy because master bedroom, common bedroom is left or right. That's all. Okay. Now we have some estimates here. You can look at this slide. I feel that it is quite affordable because the floor size is pretty big and it's harmonized. You have a study. The price range is ranging from about 2 million all the way to about 2.2. So price point wise for CCR project, good to go. 3-bedroom layouts. Yeah, 3-bedroom layout, we have 2 types, one smaller one and a bigger one. So the smaller one is we call it the 3-bedroom compact lah. So this is the C1 and C2. They have some difference. So we have 6, 16 and 12. They are all about 915 square feet harmonized. So they don't count in the aircon ledge. And what I like about this is that once you enter into the unit, there is some privacy lah. Both of them do have this wall separate them, but the Stack 12 has longer floor. So once people see this, they know that, oh, okay, got wasted space already. But there is a bit of wasted space. Okay, so everything else inside is more or less the same. So what are the important things for 3-bedroom? If you have to buy a 3-bedroom compact, is that they do have a window at their kitchen lah. Okay, window at the bathrooms, the common bath for ventilation. Then the master bath also good lah. They have window as well. So buying this kind of unit is quite safe because there's cross ventilation, and when you cook, you can walk here, you can really open up your window and nobody will, the house will not smell all the food smell, which is quite good. And the hall is designed in a reasonably good depth, so you can have a proper dining area as well as your living area with the balcony view. So I think this 915 square feet unit is livable and you have enough space for everybody in the house. So for people who really feel that I don't want to have a long walkway, because this long walkway is eating into some of the space in the living room lah, then you can go for 616 lah. But both are very efficient and do have windows for ventilation. Now, if you look at the next unit type, we have the 3-bedroom premium. The 3-bedroom premium is slightly bigger. Actually, it's a lot more bigger lah. It's 1,076 square feet. So this one is something that the modern family will look for because it does have a few things that is very important. They will have a yard, they'll have a home shelter, which can be a storeroom, which can be used to house your helper if you really need to house her in a space. To me, it's quite important because the kitchen will be quite big and they also have the home shelter for your storage. This is something that the homeowners do value. So 2 different layouts. Of course, one layout is more narrow lah, which is the Stack 3, because once you enter here, they even pop out a void area. Wow, it means this walkway is very cramped. I have to share why this kind of walkway I have some challenges because I do have clients, they have actually grand pianos at home. Grand piano means those not upright one. It means that it is those got 3-leg one. Wow, you move in, this is very troublesome. Or some of your sofa, when you go in, you want to turn here, you get stuck here. This kind of walkway must take care lah. I do not have the dimensions really measured here yet. I'll say that this will be quite narrow. On contrary, this one is a lot more spacious lah. You can straight away go in and you see the space. So it's really up to individual. But I think during launch day, the CB2 will be more popular because people will feel that, wow, this one I can do nothing. Really very, very narrow. Other than that, I think, as mentioned, they have a kitchen with yard and home shelter. This component here is very steady, and they do have it comes with a WC. So your helper can use the WC there. And the next thing is that they have proper bedrooms with the master bedroom, and they are all facing the view of the same with the balcony. So it means that there's no blockage because the aircon ledge is held behind at the kitchen and the master bath area. As such, in front is all RC ledge, so your view is all unblocked. That's the reason why Skye At Holland, right, they will have a premium in terms of the floor jump. Because none of the, let's say you buy a 3-bedroom, most of the views are, will be full-length windows like in your bedrooms. Now we'll do a comparison of the 3-bedroom. So this is our 3-bedroom premium versus the One Holland Village 3-bedroom. So when you look at it, you'll see that actually they also have a good kitchen. Their utility is like their yard lor, with a window, all this. I think okay, this one we give to him lah. No much of a difference because the utility can be like our home shelter ma. Then this one can double as a yard. So this one is pretty good. Okay, it also comes with window, so this is nothing much to contest about. But now one thing that I see inside, I feel that wow, actually got a bit of wasted space lah, which is the balcony. Once you go in already, right, the balcony is very big because it's landscape, right? So in other words, bedroom 3, the privacy is so-called compromised because people can see what's from here, right? And also is that there will be a bit of a space that is you hardly use, but it's counted in your 1098 square feet house, right? Whereas your 1076 square feet harmonized is 100% all that you can use, and the balcony is quite small. So you can take a look at it. But right now, the transacted prices ranges from 2.56 all the way to 3.4 million. But this one, of course, you look at it, if you're price sensitive, you cannot get this price back. This one is actually a launch price. That's why it's the highest transacted so far. So when you look at it, of course, we don't want you to reach this high price point. But if you were to buy a Skye At Holland today by putting a check for balloting and you have ideal PSF that you are interested to commit, you can have a spread of 3 million to 3.2 million for 1,076 square feet, 3-bedroom premium. I think it's a good thing because right now, if you say you go look at all the CCR products, or the central area product, like Union Square, or you will look at even Promenade Peak, all this, you cannot get a decent 3-bedroom at this price. So what I'm trying to share is that it's not the best floor plan, but it's a floor plan that's efficient. You have what you need in a family, but at a price point that is reasonable. Now we go to the 4-bedroom layout. So the 4-bedroom is quite interesting because all their 4 bedrooms will have a private lift. So you can take a look at it. Ta-da! This is the first one. We call it 4-bedroom because it's classic, but it comes with a private lift, which I really like. So once you come off a private lift, then they do have a home shelter to the kitchen. Then they have a yard area. And I love this part. This is actually the service exit where, for example, you have a helper, or when you deliver things from Redmart or your Grab, right, they will just come from this door. So you as an owner, you have your quiet enjoyment. You have the rights as to take a private lift to your unit. So I thought it's really a good idea. So once you come in, then you have your dining area, your dry kitchen, all done up very nicely. Dry kitchen features by Skye At Holland is really good. The tinted stone. And after that, you have your living hall area, which is very regular, and your view, of course. So this is something that I really like. Then after that, once you go in, they will have their bedrooms designed in a staggered manner. So you have this. So to me, you have 3 proper bedrooms at least at about 8.8 to 9 square meter. Then with your very big master bedroom that has a so-called like a linear walk-in wardrobe. And this is something that 1,238 square feet. Some people will say that actually it's very small. Actually, it's not small. It's quite big because they didn't count in the aircon latches. The aircon latches for this size will be quite big one, will be about 6 to 7 square meter one, but it's not counted in. So you're paying for the price of 1,238, this kind of layout. It's pretty good for 4-bedder. So now you look at it, the estimated price point based on the 2008 PSF all the way to 3000. I mean, you will have a range of 3 million all the way to 3.2 million. But if you look at our dear neighbor, One Holland Village Residences 3-bedroom, we use this because it's quite similar because the size 1,238 non-harmonized. They only can do 3-bedroom. But actually, if you ask me, you want to do to 4-bedroom, can or not can, you partition this part, and your living area will be super duper small. I think it can be done. But right now, their original layout is like that. They have a private lift that's on the entrance of the foyer. This one to me is a bit funny, right? You have a private lift, you enter, right? Then actually your helper, your Redmart, all these also come from the same place. Then why do you have this for? So to me, this is not a very good design in terms of service exit, but they really water under bridge already. They already done this. Then you have your kitchen at this side, all this. Okay, good space same as us. We have everything here, but the orientation is not that perfect. But we cannot deny actually their 3-bedroom premium, the C4 is quite good. But I would like this one because their hall is a landscape layout. Means that I feel I have an expanse of space. I invite my friends for party, right? They can drink here, sit here, and do whatever. Then I have a sofa here. It's a very good space. But then over here, actually, after I come from private lift, I have a private lift lobby. Then this area is a bit small because of the fact that this non-landscape layout, everything is restricted by this distance, which is close to probably about 3 meters or 3.2 meters. So it's actually very narrow. Yeah, so it's not that big. Other than that, I think the bedrooms are all quite similar. But the master bedroom will be very small. You probably can put a king size bed and that's it. But for us, our master bedroom is very big. Yeah, so our 4-bedroom price at this point is their 3-bedroom premium, and the transacted price is already like 3.779 all the way to 4.68 million. It's a lot more higher to expect for One Holland Beach Residences, because this particular project, they are built in an era where they do value bigger floor plates. So back then for 3-bedroom 1,238, people would think that actually it's big for family. Is indeed, but right now if you move forward to harmonization timing, the price point in future to offload to the secondary market could be quite challenging. Because just imagine, right, you buy a 3-bedroom premium at 1,238 square feet. Let's say over in the market, the PSF grew for over a period of 4 years at $300-$400. This quantum to offload will be very high one. Once you already buy at this price, you buy resale. I think that the challenge is the quantum that you want to sell will be a bit harder for typical upgraders to absorb. Yeah. Whereas, if let's say even you buy at this quantum or at a higher floor plan, reach even up to 3.5 million, to sell a 4-bedder at a higher quantum is still acceptable. But at the end of the day, I'm buying a 4-bedder at 1,238, but I bought a 3-bedder at this size, but it's still a 3-bedder. So in terms of the perception of value, a 3-bedroom is not as strong as a 4-bedroom. Now, just do a bit of comparison study because I will do this because frankly speaking, one Holland Village residences only have 9 units. When you look at their 4-bedroom, the 4-bedroom and 4-bedroom study, wow, the floor size is quite big, and they all is transacted at about $6.4 million. It's something that people can afford in the CCR area or District 3, like 6.something million, they will go and do that already. And when you do that, you only can get 4-bedroom. But the floor size is super duper big. So, I mean, you can think about it. And our 4-bedroom, at most you go is, let's say, if the PSF go up even higher, you won't hit 4 million. In terms of the product type matching, buying a 4-bedroom at Skye At Holland with your private lift would be more worth it. Even the recent project that I spent a lot of time really marketing it is Linden Woods, right? Linden Woods 4-bedroom is about 1,647. Actually, it's quite big already, very beautiful landscape living room, a nice area at near Cambridge MRT. They didn't go beyond 2,000 there. Wow, look at this floor size. Really, you buy, if let's say the value goes a long time, you want to hold for 5, 10 years, 20 years, when you offload, it could be a real challenge. Then after that, we have our 4-bedroom premium with private lift. So what's the difference? Okay, this one will be something that now is the kind of the layout that I like in the hall area, because once you go in, once you come from a private lift, right, wow, your vision for the view is unblocked on, because it has a landscape balcony, landscape living hall area. Then you go in, you have your kitchen with island. This one is very nice. Pine Tree Hill they have, Avenir they have, they all like it like that, because this is a glass sliding door. You open up, you really have a party of like 15 people. Everybody can sit here or sit here, can go in the kitchen. The space is very comfortable. There's a lot of walking area. Then you can even do up a mini door, then nobody can go inside your bedrooms or whichever rooms that you want them to be out of bounds. So this particular floor plan also quite pretty. 1464, very good size, harmonized, no aircon latch counted, and it also will have a very nice view, the landed view at Skye At Holland. Now the 5-bedroom, you only have one 5-bedroom layout, and here we go. There are 1,765 square feet, pretty big. So then you'll be asking me, then Brandon, what's the difference? Of course, the difference is the additional bed. So just now, if you look at the 4-bedroom, right, they won't have a bedroom, right, that is over here. So they come out with another bedroom. Now they have a jet and geo toilet, then the rest are about the same. But one thing I like about the 5-bedroom for this Skye At Holland is that the master bedroom is actually big. So you have a lot of space, you have a really dedicated walk-in wardrobe then to the master bathroom. This sector here looks exactly like Wharton House that is also done by UOL. You have this walk-in wardrobe and a bathroom. It's very well received because the Wharton House master bedrooms are all very big for their 3-bedroom plus study. And imagine you go into the bedroom, right? This space, you can do a makeup vanity corner for the wife, or you can do a study corner. Then you can put king size bed and 2 bedside table. Here, the space is also quite wide. You can actually even do a TV console or project. The space is very comfortable for living. People who buy this one, they want value for money. I buy a big space. The space must be good. The layout must be okay. The features must be top notch. So Skye At Holland, this size is very comfortable. It will not lose out to the One Holland Village Residences 4-bedroom. Even the 4-bedroom is 2,000 plus over square feet, right? They do have some wasted space. But over here, this is all very efficient. This is also our show flat unit. You come in and take a look. I think you should, because a lot of people, always have this mindset, oh, I can't afford it. Right now, the new ones are all so expensive. Again, back to differ. It's really how you work things out. There's always a product for everyone in the market. But for the only Holland Village new launch that's coming up and the only plot of land that you ever get, it's worthwhile to take a look at it. Because subsequently, if there's ever going to be any Holland Village residences that's coming up, right, it will be much further away at the Holland Link area. And also, they might need to also unblock certain boutique and smaller or older condos that are freehold to release it back to the market. And you unblock a freehold land, right, the land cost is super duper high one. It will not be cheap one, because this land cost is 1,285. This price is the lowest in a CCR area. Because back then, when I'm doing Ori at Toa Payoh, right, the land cost is 1360 at Toa Payoh RCR. Then Alta at OCR, which is currently Avenue 1, right, 1250. Then right now, Skye At Holland 1285. The price is somehow quite sweet spot. Not saying that the land cost is cheap, they will sell cheap. Because they have to benchmark with surrounding transaction, and all developers are businessmen. I sell cheap for what? I'm not going to earn anything. So to be very frank, that's why we come up with 2,800 lah. But after my video, if you receive any newsletter or from agents or even from myself, and the price is 2526, really this product is super cheap already. You must go in and take a look. Because if you put a check, and you buy level 4 or level 5 unit at a PSF or let's say 26 to 27, very steady one, because the price is very sweet. Of course, the higher floors will be much more expensive, but your entry price for an area like Holland will be a lot more safer, guaranteed for profits in days to come. Right? So with that, I come to the last part of my video presentation. Skye At Holland is going to preview on the 26th of September, which is very soon. By the time I do this video, I think already preview already lah. But I just want to share this because it's important. An experienced project leader in the market, I want to really use what I know to share with the people right now looking for new homes and a value buy. So stay tuned for my next video. Thank you very much.